Hey everybody, welcome to today's video. I'm Stinkpot and this is your Shack Show as we talk about PAX DEI, the Proving Grounds. In a recent game update, they introduced some new things that we need to be focused on. And in particular, today we're going to be talking about JewelCrafting and mining. The main point we want to put forth in today's video is why you should be focused on markets now. Don't wait. The next update that is scheduled is the winter update, where they're going to be introducing markets and the gold economy. You do not want to wait until then to get prepared for markets and the gold economy. You want to start right now. And today, I'm going to show you what I think is going to be one of the most lucrative, easy things you can get into to start earning that gold later when the winter update arrives. So that's why we're going to focus on JewelCrafting and mining. Let's get started, ladies and gentlemen. So, like I said, there's things that you want to focus on, and in today's video, we're going to be taking bare bones materials. Here's what I recommend. Take an axe or any weapon of your choice that is going to help you to eliminate those pesky boars. Boars and other wildlife has been increased, so you want to be able to take care of them swiftly. We're also going to be doing today's video in the Heartlands, so maybe we'll do another video where we focus on the wildlands later, but today we're just focused on the wildlands. Also, weapon of choice, don't take one that requires a shield, because that's just another inventory slot item. You also, this is an optional item, you may want to take a chopping axe in case you want to get some sapwood to help you get some charcoal later. But also in this test, we're only taking 2 pickaxes. I'm specifically doing a test with 2 pickaxes. We'll talk more about that later. And then take a food of your choice for stamina. This is what I'm taking. The rest of my inventory is completely empty because in the Heartlands, you don't have to worry about getting killed if you have decent armor, decent starting gear. This is not a video that's geared for a day 1 player. So if you're a day 1 player, focus on gearing up and then coming and trying this method. But here we go. We're going to get started. One things that have changed, or one things I've noticed specifically in this province, I'm in the province of Armenhack, and is it Ancien? I don't know, however you pronounce it. But what I've noticed is the mountains that border each of these provinces. That seems to be where the majority of your rock nodes are going to be, the majority of your copper and tin. Yes, I said copper and tin. It's no longer in the wildlands. It's in these starter provinces, and that's because they introduced a new bronze tier to crafting. So they had to bring copper and tin a little bit more accessible. So far, I haven't gone around the entire map, but everywhere I have gone in my location, starting here and going around, there is nodes everywhere you look. There's nodes. We're talking hundreds of nodes. So this is where you need to focus. I even built a little mining camp here that's going to allow me to accumulate and store stuff quickly. So like I said earlier, we're focused on a 2 pickaxe test because we are focused on JewelCrafting in this video, and I am using a 2 pickaxe test to determine how often and gems are dropping and what types of gems that are going to be dropping. So that's what we're going to be focused on here today. Is I want you guys to understand that if you're focused on JewelCrafting and blacksmithing, you're gonna fill up your inventory pretty quick on this stuff. So what you need to do is just fill up your inventory once. Since we're focused on getting gems for JewelCrafting, I'm going to be hitting every single node that I see. I don't care if it's gneiss rock, I don't care if it's copper, I don't care if it's tin, I don't care if it's impure iron. And I definitely, you know, all I care about is a gem going to drop. And if a gem drops, what type of gem is it going to be? There are 7 different gems that I've found so far. Now, again, we're just talking the Heartland provinces, so maybe there's more gem types out there. But in the Heartlands, I've only seen 7 different ones. We'll go over which 7 that are in a minute. But like I said, oops, let me take my raisin. We are focused on every single node we can possibly find. You might have to run into some traffic, but hey, even if your server where you are playing is heavily populated with people, it's okay, because like I said, the entire mountain range are going to have these nodes. And also keep in mind, it is one-click mining now. You don't have to constantly click. You click once and it initiates the mining of the node, and you can just sit and relax and hope you get a gem. So we're going to go through this until we fill up our inventory, and then we're going to go back to our storage and talk about the different gem types that are out there. So sit tight back. If you guys have any questions about what I'm doing right now, please post it in the comments of this video. While you're there, hit that subscribe button and let us know that you're interested in the Stinkpot Shack Show PAX Day videos. Talking about markets. So why are we focused on markets now, ladies and gentlemen? Because you want to get ahead of the system. You want to get ahead of everybody. Everybody's playing Proving Grounds right now. They're focused on things like building is probably their number one thing, because everybody had to start over with their plots. And so building is probably a lot of people's focus right now. But guys, you know, we have talked about this before, how we want you to understand that at some point, I would expect PAX Day to restrict your ability to get skills. And what I mean by that is, currently you can pick up any profession, level up any skill. There's no restrictions on how many skills you can learn. But I think in the future that's going to change. But if you talk specifically about why you should be focused on markets right now, specializing now wouldn't be a bad idea. So because here's what my current strategy is. I'm farming the crap out of every node I can possibly find, because I want to collect as many gems as possible. And initially, the gem collection that I'm doing is going to be for me and only me, because I want to level. I want to get leveling out of the way. So once I am high enough in JewelCrafting, then I can focus on collecting the gems that I will need for my business, for the markets that are coming in the winter update. Now look, we're almost filled up on inventory. Why are we not worried about filling up on the inventory? We'll get to that in a minute. Once we are filled though, we will head back to our outpost and talk about the different gem types. And the reason why we're doing a 2 pickaxe test is we want to see that, like I said, there's 7 different gem types. Oh, I'm getting too far from the mountain range. We need to go back. Let's just backtrack. We're gonna fast forward here for a moment, and then we'll pick back up when we're back into node land. So sit tight. All right, guys, we have fast forward to where inventory is just about full. And also notice our first pickaxe is just about destroyed. So we're gonna be getting into the second pickaxe soon, but just wanted to show you guys and talk about inventory management when it comes to mining, or just inventory management in general. What you want to focus on is determine what your #1 priority is for whatever you're doing. In this case, we're talking about mining operations and how we are preparing to get ready for the market update, which is coming in the next scheduled update, the winter update. Now you're going to see me, now that the inventory is just about full, you're going to see it's going to say inventory full, inventory full. That's okay. You have to decide at this point what your priority is. My priority is collecting gems. There's 7 gems out there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, sorry, there's 8 gems out there. Damn, I miscounted. So 8 gems out there. We've got the topaz, we've got the amber, we've got the onyx, we've got the blizzard stone, we've got the tourmaline, we've got the opal, we've got the emerald, and we've got the pearl. Those are the top 8 gems that I've discovered in the Heartland so far. So what I've got accustomed to is, since my number 1 priority is gem collecting, once my inventory gets full, I keep going, because it's still going to collect the gems, because the gems are stacks of 20s. So maybe reorganize your gems so they're all on the top slot, so you know that when you get to 20, you'll have to drop something else, because you don't want to leave these gems on the ground because they're at stack 20 and it's saying inventory full, and you're just dropping them because you haven't made room for the second slot of the same type of gems. So that's what we're going to do here, just a little bit longer, and then we're going to go back to our mining outpost. And that's what you want to focus on, ladies and gentlemen. Building up this supply. Get ready for the markets. Markets are coming. Do your supply now. Because day 1, if you can have a full box of emeralds, that is going to allow you, or if you get a couple clan members together, or if you tell your clan, hey, funnel all your gems to this mining operation and I'll split some of the profit with you. If you can have thousands of these gems available on day 1 of markets, you're going to be, hopefully, not many people else are doing this strategy, and you can be ahead of the curve. And when you're ahead of the curve on markets, you're going to be able to set the prices that you want to set. And I think initially, until people catch on, you're going to be making some good gold with your gem mining business, guys. So let's take a pause in the game for a moment, and let's go through these numbers as a whole. So like I said, stock your markets now. This is why you want to stock them now. So of the 293 gems collected, 24.2% were topaz. The big winner was 40% blizzard stone. That means almost half of all the gems we collected were blizzard stones. 5.1% amber, 14.6 for onyx, 4.4 for opal, 5.1 for tourmaline, 2.7 for pearls, and 3.4 for emerald. So if we take those percentages from, let's see, from the tier 1 amber on down, let's see, that's 9, that's 14, 16, 17, roughly 20% of all gems collected were either amber, opal, tourmaline, pearl, or emerald. The rest go to onyx, blizzard stone, and topaz. So I don't know. I don't know what to make of this, because again, this is a very small sample size, only 293 gems, but I did not keep track of how many nodes we hit, because there's certain variables you got to consider when you try to determine, well, how many nodes did you have to hit to get 293 gems? Well, I know it was over 1,000. I do know that. Now, if we take a look at the same demographic, but we talk about tier drop rate, the drop rate by tier, 64.5% were the tier 0 in the Heartlands. 19% were tier 1s. 9.5% was tier 2. 2.7% was tier 3, and 3.4 were tier 4 emeralds. So that's an even crazier stat to think about, is that well over half are going to be tier 0. So as you work up jewel crafting, over half the gems you're going to get, you probably won't need. So keep that in mind. As you get higher and higher, what you need is going to be less and less. So when you get to the point where you only need pearls and emeralds, well, good luck. Because combined, that's what, 6.1% of the time you're going to get those. Now, we're strictly talking about mining from nodes in the heartlands. I'm sure there's other variables. There could be more efficient ways to get some of these numbers up to a more higher number that's manageable. But this is why, ladies and gentlemen, you want to stock your markets now. Don't wait for the winter update to hit until you start collecting this stuff, because trust me, everybody else is going to be doing similar ahead of time. And to recap everything we talked about today, yes, you can learn every profession, every skill you could want, but now might be the time you want to specialize in a certain profession. Because if these drop rates remain accurate, and I'm going to keep stats on these as I increase my sample size, if this type of numbers hold true, you're going to need help if you want to stay competitive in the markets when they do drop. Because if you can only get 2.7% pearls by yourself, you're not going to be able to get very many pearls compared to those 50 plus people clans out there. So start thinking about your mining operations now. Maybe in a later video, we'll go into more details about how you can set up your own mining operation. But now is the time to start planning, guys. Don't wait. Don't think that the markets are going to drop and you're going to be able to be competitive, because you want to stay ahead of that curve. You want to be as competitive as you can possibly be now. Get your stock going. And like we talked about earlier in the video, focus your skills first. When you go into business for yourself, you want to focus on you. Right now, my jewel crafting is level 21. So I'm halfway to the end. But what I want to do is those 293 gems, all that is going to be used toward my leveling. Once I get leveled, then and only then will I start to get stock of the gems that I want to sell later in the market. Yeah, just keep all those things in mind. There's lots to think about, guys. Think about it now. Specialize. Think about specializing. Think about stocking up for your markets. And hopefully you guys will get ahead of the curve. And hopefully these tips have helped you here today here on the Shack Show. We'll be bringing you more videos. This is the first video in the series for the Proving Grounds. And yeah, guys, get out there, get ready.